Thought the Nevada National Guard told us today that in this shooting at IHOP actually killed more of their National Guard members than the time they've been serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. In Carson City, Nick Monticelli, News 10.
So what could have driven the gunman, Eduardo Thygesion, to commit such a savage act? He has had a mental illness history. He was reportedly involuntarily committed to a mental facility at least once, and there are a few reports of schizophrenia. Joining us live to put some perspective on this all is Cindy Thygesion, the medical director for the Sutter Center for Psychiatry. And, you know, I think the thing that people struggle with in this is that there seemed to be no apparent event in his life that caused this. No divorce. He was, didn't lose a job. He was working the day before and being friendly with customers. When you're talking about mental illness, what kinds of episodes can set someone off?
Well, I think that when you're talking about violence and mental illness, I think that generally we know that strong emotions or stressful events can precipitate these kinds of events. But I think that specifically in the case of Mr. Thygesion, I do believe that there's a lot of evidence that points to the fact that he was suffering from a mental illness, and more specifically, a psychotic or a delusional process. I mean, he lived in a reality in his mind that was completely distorted. So I think that he believed in what his delusional ideas were, and I think that he believed it so much that he acted on them.
What kinds of mental afflictions might lead to a break with reality?
Well, one that we commonly know is something that we know is schizophrenia. It can also happen in other illnesses such as a manic phase of a bipolar disorder. There's also illnesses where people become delusional without other symptoms that are characteristic of schizophrenia.
What kinds of things could detectives or police officers look back on in terms of his life that might help them understand what happened and prevent something like it in the future?
I think that one thing that I'd be really interested in knowing is really what was his history? When did this come to light, first to his family and to mental health providers? I mean, is this someone who really didn't need help or just wasn't recognized in the first place?
All right. Thank you very much. Cindy Thygesion from the Sutter Center for Psychiatry. We appreciate your time. Thank you.